Okay, on to professional boundaries. I hope that you're working on your personal boundaries and you're finding them beneficial. And please drop me a line. Let me know how they're going. I'm always interested to see how they work for different people. Now, professional boundaries. This can be a very difficult one, especially dependent on what generation you are from. And I know everybody's sick of hearing about Gen X and Gen Z and Millennial and Boomer and all of that. And I get that. I get it. But the fact is, it does play a part in what era you grew up in, your professional boundaries, and, what model was set for us. The messages that we received often form our perception of work ethic, boundaries, professional boundaries, that sort of thing. That is something that we need to take into consideration, good or bad, right? We need to take that into consideration. All right, so the first one, define a work-life balance. You hear about that all the time, right? And I think that people struggle with that all the time. What this means is clearly define your work-life balance by setting specific boundaries around work hours, sticking to them. Avoid bringing work home with you, answering work-related communication from home on the weekends and the evenings, that sort of thing. Now, I get it. There are times we have to work overtime. There are times that we might have to answer something from home, bring a little bit of work home. But part of your boundaries is setting the guidelines for that, right? It means not doing it all the time, because then there is no balance. Also, clearly communicating to colleagues and supervisors what those hours are and what you are willing to offer outside of that sort of thing. Again, minimal, not all the time. When I first started my practice, I know that, it is a little different because I was starting a business, starting a practice. However, I would answer clients' emails all weekend long. I would answer them Friday nights. I would answer them all day Saturday, Sunday. And the response I often got was, "Oh, Christine, I didn't expect you to answer this. I was just thinking about it now, so I sent it. I assumed you would answer on Monday." So now, with the help of my consulting psychologist, Kevin, who is amazing, he worked with me because I do have that, Gen X mentality that I might be run ragged and I might be stressed out and I haven't slept, but wow, I got it. Did you know I worked 90 hours this week as a badge of honor? So now I don't work on Friday nights, and I am someone who gets up very early. That's just who I've always been. And so my boundary is I will work Saturday and Sunday morning for a couple of hours when I wake up, which is normally before most people get up by the time I'm done. And I am a business owner. In order to run a successful practice, that does require more hours than just seeing clients. My boundaries for myself, I do not expect of my staff or other people that are employees in other businesses. But this is a boundary I set for myself. I no longer miss out on things. I don't give up things. I fit my practice around family activities, friends, that kind of thing. Okay. Managing your workload is the next one. Understand your capacity and manage it accordingly. Don't hesitate to delegate tasks to other people. That's a hard one because I grew up with, if you want it done right, do it yourself. That was a message we received all the time. And it's hard to break that message, but delegate to people. Don't take on the task yourself. Communicate your workload limits to your superiors, to your supervisors. Negotiate deadlines or responsibilities that are needed. That communication brings up the next guideline for professional boundaries, and that is be assertive. We talked about that in personal boundaries as well. It's really important. And remember, being assertive is not, I am not working these hours and you can't make me. Being assertive is communicating in a manner that is respectful to self and others. okay? iMessages, that sort of thing. I know professional, it's a little bit different with the iMessages, but I am able to work these hours. By clearly communicating your needs, expectations, and limits to colleagues and supervisors, okay? You want to be assertive when you're doing that. Use assertive language to express when you're unable to do additional work or when you need support. Assertive language is going to better able that communication and decrease the chances that it's going to be confrontational. Not that you communicating your work-life balance, you're managing your hours, what you're able to do should be confrontational. But the next one is hard, especially when our career or our job is meshed with our identity. And that is avoid overcommitment. Overcommitting can lead to burnout, overwhelm, stress. Be realistic about the number of tasks and responsibilities that you're able to do, that you can handle. Politely decline additional tasks if you're not able to manage those that exceed your capacity. And focus on delivering the quality work within your limits and within timelines and that sort of thing. If you overcommit to things, then you're going to feel like nothing is getting done the way that you want it to get done. You end up dropping the ball on a lot of different things. And you're burnt out and you're stressed. Okay, so this next one is difficult. Well, apparently they're all difficult, but we all have our beliefs about what work ethic should be, our perceptions of it, and work-life balance and what that should look like. And it can lead to conflict in how others participate in this balance. So again, we're going back to that generational thing, right? Where older generations think that there shouldn't be, work should be number one, and younger generations are like, well, no, that's not the way it is. Some are like, well, no, I don't want to work, whatever it happens to be, right? These generational gaps really play into this. And the next one is respect others' boundaries. So 2 different ways. If someone has set boundaries with their work hours, their tasks, that sort of thing, as long as it's within company policy, obviously, it means acknowledging that that is their boundary. That's their work-life balance, their availability, their workload. This mutual respect fosters a positive and supportive environment. Also remembering that if another person isn't doing what you think they should be doing, the amount of work you think they should be doing, if you feel like they're slacking, right? That's not up to you, unless you are the manager, the supervisor. It is up to the manager or the supervisor to address that. And I often see, actually, we get so worked up on what other people are doing or aren't doing. The other way too, if you see somebody who's working too much, who is, you think they're doing too much, that's between them and their manager and supervisor. And so we have to respect those boundaries. You can't control it. That's their boundary, whether you agree with it or not. If you're the supervisor or the manager, all right, that's something different and you can talk about, you can discuss it with them. We all need to work together. They need to work on them, you need to work on you. You do you, okay? Your mental health will thank you for it. All right, so those are professional boundaries. Next up, we're gonna talk about how to maintain those boundaries. And so that your mental health and your well-being are paramount. All right, see you soon and take care of you.